Hi, today we are going to learn how to create a Windows EC2 instance in AWS and deploy a website in it. Let's move on to lab session. First, create an EC2 instance. Go to AWS Management Console, search for EC2, open EC2 console, go to instances, create new instance. You need to choose an EMI. Now I am going to create a Windows EC2 instance. So search for Windows. I choose Microsoft Windows Server 2019 base. T2.micro comes under free tier eligible. So I choose this specific type. I choose the default VPC and default subnets which is available inside. This has been created by AWS. And I'm going to choose auto assign public IP. It will give a public IP to my machine so I can access my machine anywhere in the world or anywhere in the internet. So that's all, remaining all values as default. Go to add storage. It has only C drive in default. Now I'm going to add one more drive. It's a D drive. Next, add tags. I give name like Breno web. Since it's a web server, I just give name like this. I create a new security group. Since it's a web server, I need to access this web server through remote desktop, and I need to open a web server port. Usually websites will be accessed through port 80 or 443. Port 80 belongs to HTTP and port 443 belongs to secure HTTP, that is HTTPS. Now I don't have certificates, so I just choose the default port 80. I'm creating a new security group. I just give Bruno Web SG and RDP is already there. I'm going to add HTTP. Then review on launch. Then launch. We need to create a keeper. Create new keeper. Bruno. Download keeper. This keeper can be downloaded only once in a lifetime. Once it is downloaded, then we cannot download once again. So please store this keeper file in a safe location, as well as it should be very secured as well. Okay, I just downloaded one time. If I try to download once again, it just throws this error. The keeper now already exists. You cannot download it once again. Now launch instances. Now my instance is getting launched. Just go and check the instance. When you create an instance, initially it's in pending state, then it will move on to running state. It will take 2 to 3 minutes to reach the running state. Okay, now my instance is in running state and my status check is also passed. Before you access the instance, these two status check should be passed. These two status checks are, one is system status check, another one is instance status check. System status check is nothing but check for the hardware, and instance status check is a quality check for the network and OS level services. So if these two checks are passed, then only you are able to access any EC2 instance. Now I am able to access this EC2 instance. Let's see how to access that instance. I have a public IP. I need to know what is my username and password to access this EC2 instance. So to get username and password, just go to actions, get Windows password. Here you need to choose your key pair file. Already when I launch an instance, I created a key pair called Brino. I need to choose that file here. Choose file. This is my key pair file. Then decrypt it. So once I just copy paste this content for future use. Instead of accessing through this public DNS, I am going to access through my private IP. Sorry, public IP. This is that public IP of that machine. I just copied it and save it here. To access your EC2 instance, just click the connect button. You can download this remote desktop file. I just download this remote desktop file. If I open this file, I am able to connect to my EC2 instance. It will ask for password. I just need to enter my password. This is an AWS generated password, so it has very lengthy characters. So after you log on to your EC2 instance, you can change your password at any time. I access my EC2 instance successfully. Now to deploy a website in EC2 instance, we need a web server. In Windows machine, IIS is a web server which is available as default, but we need to enable that IIS web server inside your roles and features. I open my server manager. Since it's a brand new machine, it will take some time to load all these options. Just wait for some time. Okay, now I can install web server. Just click next, next, next. Choose web server IIS. Add features. Next, 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 next. Install. Now your web server installation is in progress. It will take couple of minutes for installation. Once your web server has been installed successfully, you are able to access your web server default page from browser. Now installation is completed. Close this window. Just move on to your browser. You can access your website through your public IP. This is the public IP of this EC2 instance. If you access this public IP from your browser, it will open a default page which is available inside IIS. Now we are going to deploy a website inside that IIS and access that website through this IP. Let open IIS. inetmgr is the shortcut command to open IIS web server. Just expand this, expand sites, then default website. Here in default website, we need to map our own website to access it. As of now, I don't have any websites, so I am going to download one free HTML website from the internet. Usually inside server, an Internet Explorer has very high restriction, so you are unable to download anything. So just for temporary purpose, I am going to disable that restriction and will download a website. Just open server manager, go to local server. This is the option IE enhanced security configuration. Just turn off this option. Then you are able to access and download any files inside from Internet Explorer. Okay, my Internet Explorer security configuration has been turned off. Now I need to open a new window again. I just move on to google.com. Free HTML templates. Just choose this website. I am going to deploy this website. Download it. Save as. I have added a couple of drives, but here it shows only C drive. So we need to enable that D drive. As of now, I just downloaded inside my C drive. Yes, it has been downloaded successfully. Now we need to deploy any website in D drive, I mean other than root or C drive. So here we have a C drive option and D drive option. Let's see how to enable that D drive. When you check this PC, you have only C drive. Now I am going to enable D drive as well. Just go to disk management.msc. See, here I have disk 0 and disk 1. Disk 0 belongs to C drive. Here I am going to create D drive from disk 1. Just bring the disk online. Once it is online, you can initialize disk 1. Okay. Then now it's unallocated. Now I'm going to create new simple volume. Next, next. It's a D drive, so I just give it as D drive. You can give any letters, but I'm going to create D drive. Next, next, finish. Now my D drive has been enabled. Just close this window, and if you go and check inside your PC, you can see both C drive and D drive. I'm just copy paste my website. I'm just going to copy paste my website from C drive to D drive. Here is my D drive. Here I'm extracting my website contents. It has been extracted successfully. I just copy my website location. Now go inside IIS, choose default website, then right click. Here manage website. Inside manage website, go to advanced settings. Go to physical path. Here a default page has been configured. Now you need to replace this default page with your website. I just configured. Okay. Now my website has been deployed successfully inside IIS. I can access my website through browser. Earlier we could see this default IIS page. Now if you refresh this, you can see your website. Now I can see my website. Just check whether all these options are working fine as expected. Yes, my website is working fine. Thank you so much for watching this video.